Hello everyone, it's Desmond Lomas here with the House Group. I'm here to talk to you today about food restrictions in the meetings and events industry. So myself, as someone who has some food restrictions themselves, and for someone like myself in the meetings and events industry, I know how hard it is, A, to attend an event that when you have food restrictions, and B, to, as a planner, to try and navigate this whole process with the increasing amount of food restrictions and allergies. So I've come up with a top 5 list that I think can help facilitate you as a planner get through this process with ease. So the first one would really be, assuming that you have a good list of your attendees and their food restrictions, make sure that you are identifying these people. So when you are checking them in prior to your event, ensure that with their name badge there is some sort of a card with a color on it, or there is a little sticker on their name tag which clearly identifies them. There's nothing worse as an attendee with a food restriction than sitting down at a table at a banquet and server after server comes by and tries to put a plate in front of you that you can't eat. You should just identify yourself with this card, and when your food comes around, if it is a different server, they'll know very quickly that you have a special meal. So the other thing would be really to design a menu which incorporates as many of, or at least avoids as many of the intolerances and restrictions as possible. So in other words, if most of the people attending your meal that have restrictions are gluten-free, ensure that your whole entire meal is gluten-free. And similarly, there are you can design meals that check off several of the boxes. So in other words, gluten-free with no peanuts. If the second ranking of food restrictions happens to be no peanuts. So again, that'll make things easier for the facility, and it'll make things easier for you as a planner. The other thing would be to make your people with food restrictions feel more comfortable, is introduce those attendees to the banquet captain or the buffet attendant. You'll find that over a multi-day event that the food service staff will start recognizing you as someone who has food restrictions, and be proactive and guide you to the right spot of the buffet, or if there isn't anything that they can eat, they're going to get a plate for you in the kitchen. So it just really smooths out the process. Another important thing would be to, at your pre-convention meeting. So the pre-convention meeting is a meeting with your event staff and also the hotel prior to the conference or prior to the event. Ensure that you're spending an adequate amount of time talking about food restrictions. Find out what the standard operating procedures are for the venue, and if they mesh with your expectations and with the amount of allergies that you do have. So make sure that this is all being planned out. And finally, the attendee with a food restriction is the last line of defense. You want to make sure that you are communicating to them as a planner that what you've done to ensure that the food that they are eating is safe to eat. However, we all know that on various times there's a new server, or someone didn't get the message that something might have gone wrong. So ensure that the attendee with the food restriction is asking the server as the plate is put down, this is my food restriction, are you sure this is okay for me to eat? This will really ensure that all bases are covered. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and have yourselves a great day.